Alright, we're watching 3700 PvP. Protoss is not really my preferred, but we should be able to figure out surely something that went wrong. The guy submitted this said he wasn't too sure about what did go wrong here, so we're looking for stuff like just simple macro mistakes, probe cuts that don't need to happen, supply blocks. He did mention there was some, but so far everything's identical, right? So we're looking like it's he didn't scout though. The other guy's not scouting yet. He's taking an excess, right? We see a core, we see a gateway. We're going 2 gateway. Yeah, both 2 gateway, 2 core. Is that probe supposed to just like block the wall if he... Because if he miss rallies, he can get his units stuck behind that. These are my favorite cannon rush pods. That's a 3rd pylon. Is he planning on getting aggressive at this or no? They're both building pylons. Blue's building double though. Oh no, because he's building one on the other side. We saw the stalkers coming across. I don't feel like we're as prepared as we should be. I think a battery would be, yeah. I would like to have seen the battery first, I reckon. That's 2 sentries coming. We're going to get a scout off at some point. There we go. Just because I can see everything. No, there's nothing on the way. So it was literally just to scare away the probe. He's getting his own oracle. +1 blink. Did I see... Wait, what? Why did we attack that? Worker count's pretty identical. This is going to hurt though. And we lost 2 probes for 2 adepts. I think it was 2 adepts. That's pretty even. I'm more than happy to take that trade, right? So far so good. You've got 3... Wait, what tech did you have? He's going full gateway. There's no Stargate. So he's got a Stargate, you don't. He's got blink coming. You've already got blink. I feel like you probably should... if you're aggressive now, though, you might end up getting... No, I think when blink finishes, you probably just try a round or 2 of stalkers and go for it, right? If you get a good scout off. Did we end up sending back our sentry? Our sentry hallucination? I think you just drop another couple of gateways and go for it. You've already got a 3rd going, so I think you probably want some pressure before this is up and running fully. So you've pretty much caught up to him on workers. He lost 2 adepts for 2 probes, which cost him more. Simple as that. Like, opportunity cost is one thing, but also like losing that many adepts. Oh, huge catch there. Alright, now we've got a problem, right? Oh, so we're going to get that picked off. I'd be making probes during this. Did he just warp out? This is like a danger zone right here. We can see there's panic happening. We've got no warp gates ready. So this is kind of why as well we want more than 2 gateways. Because what's he on? He's on 3s. He's got slightly more like advantage there in how much he can produce. We do catch this obviously, right? And he just recalls. So the amount of damage done was minimal. But he had pretty much the same amount of stalk as you did. I think that's time that you can start realizing you're in a good enough position to start moving out. Did you end up getting a +1? Yeah, you're on +1. He's not, I don't believe. So I think you probably start being aggressive. You have no idea if he's got a 3rd either. So there's not a lot of scouting either, right? It's basically like, oh, I'm doing my thing. I'm going to sit in my corner, and then I guess when you attack me, we'll figure out what I'm going to do. I reckon you would probably be better off here, dropping another couple of gateways. Wait, was that? Oh, we've got 4 gateways. I think we drop a couple more. We probe up. We also want to be careful, right? Because we got caught out by a really disgusting status ward. So we should be moving out and then unclicking one of these, right clicking back for a sec, and then moving them back in, and that'll give us time to catch any strays, or you could even send a probe, because we're going to get another couple here. So this straight away puts you behind. You've killed both of his oracles though, so you should know that like he doesn't have the ability to do any more of these. He's pretty much done with it. So the only thing now, this all comes down to like how you actually attack in. The Phoenix is getting a good scout off of really nothing. Now, you saw him have this base, right? It's pretty obvious that he would want to defend this base because it's new. But this is a real small choke for your army to come through, and you don't have really the numbers here to be able to jump on him and take a pretty decisive fight. We're behind on workers, we're behind on army. The only thing you have really as an advantage is the +1. With +2 on the way, still a while away. We are finally getting though like a gateway explosion, but yeah, we need to focus probably on making sure our probes, so every time before we do any movement on the map, want to make sure we're pressing our nexus key like that, like we just pressed then, and then queuing up a couple of probes and then moving out, because he's only building 1 probe at a time at the moment. 1 probe, 2 probe. So here, this would be a good chance for you to literally run in here. You could probably deactivate this before he can catch you, which may not buy you much, but it does shut down 1 gateway. Then blink in, shut down this. So you just run in, blink on this, shoot that twice, then shoot this twice. Those 2 are done, and you can get up here and probably stop this as well before this army can actually chase you properly. And then do what he did, just recall. And behind that, behind shutting down 3 of his gateways and his robo, you can obviously use that to start making your own units. And it's just only a small thing, but it might actually be able to give you enough to get ahead. We're going to go for it. Now, you're not making anything during this. Here we go. We've got some zealots coming, but we're not blinking quick enough. Look how much money you're floating. And all this gas isn't going into anything now that you don't have stalkers building. We're about to get supply caps, right? So when these come online, we're not going to have anything to do with it either. This is about to finish, which is really nice, having a 2+. I think we should be focusing on purely making units. There we go. Got 3 more gateways. 5 gateways active. Let's go. Bump, 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 bump. Even if you feel like you're about to be attacked, which we probably do, we don't want the zealots going on their own. We need our stalkers. Oh, what are we doing here? You can't be fighting up that hill, dude. Warp in again. 7 gateways. We have 10 gateways ready to go. Just F2. Jump on what you can, F2, keep this pressure up and keep moving. That's it. He's very greedy. He's got, I wouldn't even say greedy. You've given him no reason not to be greedy, right? I just don't think you are putting enough effort into producing. Like you've got a 3-base economy. I feel like that's a real power spike for you. And so the idea here would be to utilize that by just being on his side of the map more. You don't know if he's got a 4th base. He's not getting upgrades either. Oh, he's finally getting... Oh, he's got +1, so he's getting +2. I feel like you're in a really good spot, though, with the numbers you've got here. If you actually jumped on him where he's got nowhere to go, right? If you jump on his army now from here and here, or down here, you could probably get on top of this and give it nowhere to blink to. So the zealots take like 10 or 13 stalker shots to kill, which is incredibly slow for a stalker that does a shot 1.3 seconds. And so we're getting a lot of gas too. We're very gas heavy for some reason. Not moving our workers around. We're taking a fourth as well. There's a lot of good things here, but I feel like we're lagging behind a little bit for no real reason. Archon's straight garbage. If he catches you on the map, he's just going to be able to like punch you in the blink, punch you and blink away, punch you and blink away, and they're going to get nothing done. Even like literally just getting Storm would be okay here, right? Because if you manage to get into a position like this, you could literally like storm the entire mineral line. He loses 20 probes in what is pretty much an instant, right? Same thing with, you had your warp prism here, same thing, right? If you warped in a bunch of Templar, you come down here, you just storm drop this. There's no repercussion for him. He can't, there's nothing he can do. By the time he realizes it's too late. So he's getting the same thing. You're basically just flying in. That's dead. And while that's being killed, we're still not really using our gateways properly. Army value is going to be in his favor slightly, but it's just going to keep growing as we go. So you're chasing this, right? We've got to think of our attention span. You're chasing this when you have 6 gateways free. You could have just warped 6 stalkers up into here and denied it. We've got 2 because what did we spend our gas just on? Floating an absolute ton of the Archons, which yeah, I just don't think they're that great. We just spent all of our gas on Archons. Even if you just warped in Zealots, he can't warp in on the top of a bunch of Zealots. He's going to lose all his units. And the game has evolved into the state where, yeah, see, if you'd have made Zealots, you've recalled half an army here and let this absolutely get destroyed. This isn't going to be a good fight because Archons are going to be able to... Yeah, the Zealots are going to tank and the Archons are going to get really good damage here. And this wasn't like your whole army versus his whole army. You had a huge chunk of your army sitting up here for a couple of Zealots. Yeah, you're obviously going to leave straight after this. Do I think it's over entirely? No, but I also think that fight was pretty bad. We just like kind of moved up the ramp. I would have liked to see a pylon out here for vision, right? We don't want to ever get caught out of position like this. And all he did was bring a warp prism up here, and we put so much attention on this. We didn't react to this until the Nexus was gone. Pretty much, right? In fact, I reckon if you had Storm here instead of these, this would have been better. We're not building anything. We're supply capped now. But yeah, the Zealots come in. What would have been better is actually to bring the Archons and stuff up here, or the Zealots up here, and have like the Stalker. Well, you don't really have any Stalker. You brought all the Stalkers back. This is the time where like F2 is good, because you want all your army fighting. Instead, you've got like half of it fighting. And he just has more than you. 4 more Zealots, even if you've got better upgrades. He's got 1 more Archon. Oh no, you got 1 more Archon, but no, they're in good position. They're in good nick. But he's got like double your Stalker count. I really feel like, and this as well, this could have just either forced Guardian shielded, or just like helped split the Stalkers off and force them to blink in instead. We just kind of left him to kill us there. And all he did, if you'd have just made Zealots up here, you would have been able to hold this perfectly fine, and you could have gone back to fighting this. So that little distract, literally the Warp Prison came up here, it came inside your vision. So imagine if you did over here, right? Imagine if you did the same thing, right? You showed him your warp prism, and instead of going into the corner where he can attack you, you flew it into the main. You could have killed him with the exact same maneuver had you just done that instead of flying it into somewhere that doesn't threaten anything, right? There's nowhere... This doesn't threaten anything now. Whereas bringing it down here, you threaten this, and you also threaten this base. And you can jump between these two, you can do your warp pins or whatever. Yeah, I think this was just out of position poorly. Army value is down. The worker count even... That worker count's crazy. This guy is just like mashing the probe key and getting away with it. I just really don't rate Archons, man. Unless they're for killing like Mutalisks, I don't rate them. So imagine if you'd have come up here now, right? And you just, even if you just bring your army to here and then a move up, you'll probably end up naturally splitting half of it, and you force him to kind of either stay there and force a fight, or run away. And when he runs away, he's going to get kind of caught as well. It's a real shame that we didn't have any force fields going here. Even just like a storm here would have done so much damage. Remember, it's like 90, what is it, 80 damage or something, or 70 damage. A couple of storms would have easily been fine there. The Archons are good, yes, but you had the money, and I don't feel like the Archons added enough damage when his army was primarily Archons as well, and Stalkers. I just think this comes down to a little bit of production issues, letting out, not prioritizing making units when we're floating a ton of money. Probe production, obviously an issue, because he was able to get off the same number of Nexuses pretty much. He was able to get like 20 probes ahead. And then one little warp prism into here pulled everything apart because you wanted to warp in 2 Stalkers instead of just warping in Zealots, letting the Zealots handle whatever came out of it, and then defending your base. Whenever I set up a base, I actually take the pylon first and then take the Nexus. So if anyone pushes up on me, I see the pylon get attacked, and then I see the Nexus get attacked. So it gives me time to cancel this. If they come up just before the Nexus is done, I get time to cancel it still. I do it on all the bases. So if I want to take this, I will go pylon, or even like pylon a little closer, and then take the Nexus. It just buys you a little bit of time, and a little bit of time sometimes is all you need. But yeah, I don't feel like there was anything else to capitalize on. But you guys basically did exactly the same thing. His Oracle's got sweet F all done. Yeah, so that's what it came down to. Just, yeah, production. Not prioritizing production properly when you needed it, and just make units here for a simple defend, a simple hold. Don't even have to be enough to overdo it, right? But you needed to make something. You were floating like 900 minerals at the time. You could have just made 6 Zealots and be done with it, and then been a lookout for where else can I be attacked. Because any player that's going to like bring a warp prison in without a second mode of attack at this level, this diamond 1 level, is going to struggle to get damage done with this. And that's exactly what happened, right? This prism came in, didn't do anything. The Zealots didn't do anything. You warped home a bunch of Stalkers as well. So this army that was here had now like 8 less Stalkers than it should have. So even though I think you were fighting with half his Stalker count, you're actually fighting with none of his Stalker count. So he had like 16 Stalkers, you had 8, and your 8 were all sitting up here. They weren't F2'd, they were not fighting at all. And so just a simple prism and a handful of Zealots made this game an easy win for him. So he handed over you a handful of Zealots, took a base off you, and then took your whole army, and that was game. Because we didn't have vision, and we let the prism demand way too much attention from us. So yeah, that's my take on it. There you go. So if you have a replay you want me to look at, please email it through, or you can find me on Discord and Reddit. And yeah, that's it. See ya.